My biggest fear is that one day my parents or I will be taken away from each other. I was born in Pomona, California. My parents immigrated from Michoacan, Mexico. I fear that my family could be deported because of all that is going on currently. The hate and the discrimination that we see every single day just keeps getting bigger and bigger. The stress that I face is immense. One time I was in another state. I was traveling and my parents were at home, and I heard somebody tell me that a couple blocks away they had seen ice. And I remember the first thing I thought was, well, where are my parents, right? What are they doing? Do they know? I called up my mom and I told her that ice was around. That if she ever was to go out that day, that she had to be very careful. I am a legal citizen, but I still have that fear of deportation because of the way I look. Because of the way that the things that I wear, the things that I say, and just how I'm different. I go to school and I know nothing can happen at school to me, but to my parents that are at home, if there could be an ice raid, it's always still a possibility. It's just a reality that we have to live with, and it's something that only you being in a situation, you know how it feels. You know that at any moment, for whatever reason, you could be separated. When the presidential election was confirmed, the most serious talk we've ever had about how now it is a reality that something could happen in the next 2 or 4 years, and that we had to make a plan. That if something did happen and my mom was taken away, we would immediately go with my dad and we would just stay safe, or vice versa. We made a plan of who everyone that would be safe to call to tell about that. We made a plan on what we would do, what we would say, and to always stay strong. To have to take that on as a responsibility to know our rights, to know what to do in case of an emergency, to know what to do in any situation that could come up. So I have taken the time to research that, and I have taken the time to let my parents know that if something bad does happen, that there will always be those fundamental rights to protect us. I'm so glad to live in a community that it's not common for us to be discriminated against, but that doesn't mean it still doesn't happen. And so I've been looked at differently since then, and although I have papers and nobody can take me out of this country, I still know sometimes that I don't feel welcome. I could say that I've been afraid of this situation at the rise of the Trump presidency. I've been scared that all his rhetoric and all other politicians' rhetoric could be made a reality. Now with someone like that in office. A young man in Wisconsin who was always a working parent, who was always a community member, had an ice raid at his home and he was deported. And it's those stories that you never heard about, right? You never heard about the working people being taken out, the working people being ripped away from this country. And so now with stories like that, it doesn't really give hope to those who do good, because even if you do good, you're still discriminated against. What it would take for me and my family to feel safe is for my parents to gain citizenship. But the process to citizenship is so difficult and so long, and I'm their biggest hope. That when I turn 21, I will be able to give them papers, and I will be able to welcome them into this country. What other teams can do to help me and everyone else was deported. Be aware of what's going on. If teams became more tolerant of others, then we would make a change. If I could say something to those who are making laws and to those who are creating what the situation that we go through, is that put yourself in our shoes. Put yourself in the situation that if you have a family member and if one day they were just taken away, just because they're different, or just because they came here to have a better life, how would you feel? That those who are here and those who are working and those who have families, those who are involved in their community, those who are going to school, all those immigrants and all those dreams are worth it. They're worth keeping. They're worth empowering. They are worth everything.
Hold on. 'cause you know it's all you got. Hold on, hold on, don't let go. You have got to hold on to your dream.